Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Tamara. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because my channel is difficult to find. So once you lose it, you may never find it again. And I want you to be here with me to learn along with me and so that I can help you to understand people just a little bit better. Today we're going to talk about anhedonia. So have you ever had times in life when you just didn't enjoy things, like you weren't enjoying your life? That's the simplest way I can think about anhedonia, even though it has its roots in disorders like bipolar, schizophrenia. It can also be derived from anxiety and depression. So it's connected with the brain changing in some kind of way. But I think the pandemic may have brought on a feeling of anhedonia in a lot of people because you had to suppress some of your wants, your desires, your needs. You learn to be without the people that you like to be around. You learned how not to do activities that you normally did. You learned to live in isolation, just going without, jobs shutting down, not being with other people could have brought on a sense of anhedonia where you just weren't experiencing pleasure in life. So anhedonia can be engaging in an activity that previously brought on a positive effect, but no longer elicits those feelings. So you used to enjoy walks in the park. Now you no longer enjoy those things. There is evidence, according to medical news today, that many individuals with anhedonia can experience pleasure in a similar way to the rest of the population. It's just that there is something amiss as far as motivation, anticipation, and reward are concerned. So it's just a lack of interest, enjoyment, or pleasure from life's experiences. Have you ever been through a time like that in your life where you may not want to spend time with others or do activities or just nothing is bringing you pleasure? And so my question for you would be, what is it that's causing that? If somebody has diabetes, for example, they might have to cut out sugar. Well, what if sugar brought them immense pleasure and now they can no longer have those things? So in order to cope, they may shut down just altogether. Like, that was a thing that brought me joy and now I can't do it anymore. Or somebody who was an alcoholic, well, they got a lot of pleasure from drinking and now they can't drink. And so that was where they got a pseudo boost of happiness or feel good energy. And now they no longer have that thing. If you're going through a crisis or a tragedy or a loss, certainly you may feel like you're not enjoying anything anymore, or a loss of happiness or interest in things because maybe you've lost a person in your life. Symptoms could also include a lack of pleasure, restless sleep, early waking up. So if we can per se develop anhedonia, where we're just not enjoying anything in life, where you're just learning to exist, to just cope, just to make it day to day, doing your basic things to just be okay, what could cause that? So I started thinking, okay, what makes people happy? Some people might say the sun shining makes me happy, or taking a walk, or, but I looked it up to see what are the things that make people happy. And according to study.com, there are three main things that make people happy. Number one, close relationships. Number two, a job or pastime that they love. And number three, helping others. On the other hand, money and material things do not have a lot to do with happiness, and people who emphasize them are less happy than those who do not. Sometimes we will buy things in order to try to make ourselves feel good or to be happy, but I think at the core, that's just surface level things. It could be pleasurable to go shopping, to make your house look pretty, to buy a dinner that you just love. So there are lots of pleasures in life, but we're talking about deep happiness. What makes you happy? So if you feel like you never got to get married and that was something that you wanted, or you never got to have children and that was something that you wanted, you don't like the job that you have, it's miserable and difficult, you have diet restrictions, or you have an illness, or you have physical limitations, those things can definitely stifle your enjoyment of life. And so if you don't have anything that you enjoy, I can see how you can develop anhedonia. So what if you are married and you're married to somebody that you just don't like and you feel stuck? You are in a job where you feel stuck, where you don't feel meaning, you don't feel like there's any enjoyment, like you're making a difference in the world, where it's just rote or monotonous. Oh my gosh. But anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. So, helping others can be a way to derive deep pleasure and happiness. Anhedonia was once defined as the inability to experience pleasure. So, you're going to an amusement park, you're falling in love, all of these things, you're not able to feel any happiness or joy from them. But now it includes reduced motivation or ability to experience pleasure. And that is according to Wikipedia. So it was a term that was coined in 1896 by Theodule Armand Ribot. And I'm probably saying his name wrong, as the reduced ability to experience pleasure. So it's deficits in multiple facets of reward. So it could be derived from feeling burnout. It can impact the affect. Affect is a term for emotion. So emotional numbing, a flat effect. You don't feel joy, you don't feel happiness. And why is that? What is causing you to feel those kinds of feelings, unless you have something like Parkinson's disease? ADHD has been linked with anhedonia because of impairments in the brain chemistry that results in dysregulation of reward processing, which can lead to anhedonia. So, of course, I feel like if you have something like a disease or something, then I can totally see why you could develop anhedonia. So if you are experiencing some form of anhedonia, I just want to give you a big, huge, giant hug and tell you I understand. I have compassion for you. I know it's hard right now. I know it's tough, but I also want to encourage you to keep trying. And just for your body's sake, it's important to focus on things that you are thankful for. Focus on positivity. It's kind of like you're in a situation, it's like you're in a storm and you have to find structure in the storm, or you don't have time to self comfort, but you got to make time for self comfort, even though you have zero time to do it. That's basically what you're going to have to retrain yourself to do. So, those little tiny moments. I know I watched a guy dress up in a Grinch costume and come out and introduce himself to his dog, and just watching the dog's reaction, like, what the heck is this man doing now? I mean, it was just funny. So, just finding a moment to find something funny, something pleasurable. If you're playing Candy Crush and you win, emphasize that to yourself, like, wow, I won. Every time you look in the mirror, smile at yourself, even though you may not feel it. because your body takes note of all of the negative feelings that you feel, whether you understand that concept or not. It does. It takes notes. So you don't want to break your body down because you're not giving it pleasure. The body system requires pleasure, joy, happiness. So you're going to have to fight to sort of feel a fake happiness or pour some type of love, joy, massage yourself, do something. But you got to figure out little ways to put joy or some type of happiness or yay, oh my gosh, this dinner was delicious, or oh yay, I swept the floor. Just introducing some type of pleasure is super, super important. Trust me. What do you do when you experience a lack of joy? Maybe you don't fully have anhedonia, but there are things in life that haven't quite gone your way. What do you do to cope with that? I would be curious to hear what you have to say. And be sure to like the video. I'm very thankful that you watch my videos and that you join in with me and that you're learning along with me. And it's great. I will continue to share knowledge with you. I wrote a couple of books, which was, oh my God, so difficult to do. One on narcissism and one on relationships. I will put the link in the description. And I only wrote them because I felt like I had something to say that might help somebody to feel better. And why keep this knowledge to myself? But I don't plan to ever write a book again. It was so hard. But anyway, it's there to help you if you want it. And I will see you, my beautiful, lovely people, on the next video. And I hope you find something that brings you some semblance of joy and happiness today. Go help someone. Thank you. Bye-bye.